So our friend Leo Strine, Delaware judge, has been on the warpath again, entertainingly, this time calling out some other friends of ours, the PR firms that work on merger and acquisition deals. Ren, fill us in on what Leo Strine's
Well,
been
the
saying.
underlying deal was the Martin Marietta takeover of Vulcan.
Right.
And they've been talking friendly talks for friendly merger for years. Markets changed.
Right.
Martin Marietta went hostile.
Right.
They had a confidentiality agreement not to disclose their information. Once Martin Marietta
Right.
went hostile, of course, they had to disclose things to the SEC.
Yeah, there's certain things you have to disclose.
Yeah,
right?
and Vulcan said, well, no, you shouldn't have disclosed it. We had an agreement. Lots of debate about that.
Right.
But the thing that really went wrong in Strine's mind was they disclosed too much. They really were making fun of Vulcan for not agreeing to the deal.
Right.
Strine didn't like that. He said, whatever else happened in this deal, you went way too far, farther than you had to, and you relied too heavily on your PR people because they were clearly behind. They were saying stuff that lawyers should have been saying.
Right. And he really goes to that point. I mean, he sort of there's a clear sort of disdain for what happened here. I mean, there were two firms.
And he knows these guys
he
well.
Knows, right.
I mean, he rubs elbows with them.
Yeah,
at
they hang out at
conferences
these
and
M&A
everything else.
conferences
Right.
down
So he
in
really knows
Tulane
their power. And in his view, they really kind of took control of the deal.
So he's saying the lawyer should have said, no, you had this confidentiality deal, now you have to disclose something, so it should be the minimum.
Well, let's do it the minimum.
minimum.
And lawyers know very well what the minimum
Right.
is for an SEC disclosure. But apparently the PR guys were there. They said, no, let's take this opportunity.
Strine makes the very clear point in the decision that the firms Kext and Joel Frank, Martin Marietta didn't need those firms to give them legal advice on how much
Exactly.
to. I mean, that's kind of where
they
he
had
kind
probably
of
the two
tweaks them.
biggest, best deal firms in the world, Skadden and Wachtell, giving each side advice.
So they presumably know the legal angles on confidentiality a little bit better than maybe the PR firms do. And there is a kind of a theme here, because this kind of rolls on from the way that in the El Paso deal, some conflicts of interest got called out. You had the Del Monte case, which was another one where sort of private equity firms and management buyouts. So now it's like Strine is kind of rolling through the deal industry.
But then, these are you mentioned it, the two firms in particular that he mentioned, Kext
and Joel
Frank. Now these are two good firms. We know obviously they're there to deal with people
work
like
on
us.
all these
we
big
know
deals.
we know them. They know what they're doing too, but and there's presumably always a tension with lawyers. But this is one of those cases where the lawyers.
A lot of people at these firms are lawyers.
I think what really bothers Strine is in these deals, there is a very established way to do things. There's the law, and people are really going beyond that. They're pressing beyond that.
Right.
Where this is all becoming a show, a PR contest, and that's not really what it's about. I mean, the rules to these things is a business objective, but you got to do it the right way. And I think this really annoys Strine when people start being on both sides of the deal and they push too far and everything else that goes along with that.
Okay, I think we'll leave it there. We'll follow this story. We'll also hope these PR advisors continue to talk to us, and we'll have more breaking views tomorrow.